Welcome, everyone, to the Avengenerds podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host, Peyton, and with me is my co-host, Torn.
Yo.
We have a great show for everyone this week. We'll be talking about our guilty pleasure movies and the news of the week, of course. There will be time codes in the description or the show notes if you want to jump around. And with that, let's get right into the news. So, there isn't a ton of news, to be honest with you, but news is news. So starting off with some DC news, My Adventures with Superman, which we haven't heard a whisper of for a long time, is apparently moving to Adult Swim and will release this year. So I didn't know this was going to be like an adult-oriented series, or maybe it isn't, and they're just airing it on Adult Swim. But the original plan was to air it on HBO Max. So
I think that's like it's kind of like a crazy thing. Or actually, I think it's like one of those things where it's like, how, like the CW and HBO have like a thing where like Superman and Lois will like premiere on like, this, like, this channel. And then like after the first season's done, they'll
try to like HBO.
Yeah.
Unlike The Flash, which goes to Netflix.
Yeah. But like, Flash is going to be over, so who knows?
Oh no.
Well, yeah, like I actually think it's like really interesting how they're putting on Adult Swim. I also I think it's just because like I'm not saying that people aren't tuning into Adult Swim as much, but it's also like it's really good to like get that traffic back going again, because there's actually a lot more things that are going to be upcoming. Like upcoming shows are going to be on Adult Swim a lot more. So I think that's what they're doing, bringing in that more that traffic again.
Yeah, instead of just like your fucking Rick and Morty's and shit.
Yeah, like it's like one of those things where it's like, I know like a lot of anime stuff and like a lot more.
Yeah, it's going to Adult Swim.
Yeah, like there's another show going to Adult Swim. It's called like Digman. And it has like a bunch of like the cast is actually like stacked.
And it's not necessarily like an adult oriented series.
I think it's an adult oriented series. I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but from I remember when they talked about My Adventures with Superman initially, I didn't think it was going to be like a kid's show, but I thought it was going to be like a relatively younger leaning audience. But I guess not. This is the one I think Jack Quaid is playing. Clark Kent.
Jack Quaid's playing Clark.
Yeah, so that's cool. It sounds. I mean, I don't know what to expect now. That's all I'm saying. Now it's going to Adult Swim, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too.
Another Superman show. Jack Quaid's going to do a great job. He's going to be hewing it a lot. It's going to be Hunger Gamesing it.
Right.
This is according to Deadline. Clayface will be in the Batman Part 2 and will reportedly play a big role.
I'm so glad that we're letting Matt Reeves cook, bro.
Right.
So, dude, like honestly, that's like one of the like best additions.
That's what I'm saying.
Batman.
Clayface is like one of my biggest like wish list characters for a Batman movie, and I didn't think we'd ever get it because just the nature of what that character is. I mean, obviously we're not probably going to get like a big clay monster. If we're being
no
honest,
definitely just gonna. I mean, like it would be cool and whimsical because that's what people want. And I know some people have like a thing with like Batman being more grounded, but it's also just like being grounded doesn't mean it has to be like realistic.
Yeah,
you can still get very comical with these things. So the fact that like Clayface is being introduced into Matt Reeves' Batman universe, it's just like it's so cool. Like I said, like it is really different. Because of course with the Batman, Part 2, people have been wanting Mr. Freeze or even like Killer Croc. Like just Clayface is like it's just out there, and I love it.
Yeah, and obviously the concept of the character of this guy like being an actor and being able to like shapeshift into different people and whatnot. Whoever they cast, they're gonna have a fucking field day.
I know, right? I did see a fan cast for Clayface, and one of them being like Brendan Fraser, which would be cool to see. But we're gonna go with someone else. Yeah, sorry.
Can't believe you just mispronounced his name like that.
Well, everyone says it like that. It's not my fault.
Don't tell that to Brendan Fraser though. He'll be like, it's Fraser. You dumb bitch.
I regret not meeting him last year.
You could have met him.
But yeah, he was at a fan expo.
Wow.
In Dallas.
He could have met the king.
He was right next to he was pretty much like in the same line as Giancarlo. It was like the Hobbit characters, then Brendan Fraser, and then Giancarlo, and then like you had like Gina Carano in like the back or something.
Who had the bigger line?
With a bigger line, it was definitely Giancarlo.
I bet that would change now.
Mm-hmm. And then like the other side, it was like all the Dexter stars, and of course Michael had like the most amount of people because he's just like that. And then on the other side, there was like voice actors. There was like James Arnold Taylor.
I know that
too. And like some other people. Yeah, there was like the Star Wars, the Clone Wars people. So yeah, it was cool. Probably meet him again soon.
You could meet him. That's crazy. You fumbled. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Fuck, man, Clayface. Oh, I'm so excited. That's gonna, man. And it says he's gonna play a big role. So I don't know if that means like main villain or like, I don't know, something else.
Yeah, something else. Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, so on to some Marvel news. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Liv Tyler is returning as Betty Ross for Captain America: New World Order.
I saw that. I saw that photo.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm so glad. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're making a Hulk movie and titling it Captain America: New World Order. That's great.
Yeah, because like one of the things is how like even though I mean, it doesn't happen too often. Well, I mean, it kind of happens like a little bit. One of our biggest pet peeve is, when Marvel kills off their villains.
Yeah.
But like one of my things is that like what happens to like all the like the rest of the actors who are in like other projects? Liv Tyler being one of them, and another one being Tim Blake Nelson. I want to see him again. But apparently we're getting the leader, so that's something else as well.
There are some photos. Bro didn't have a big head.
He didn't have a big head?
He didn't have a big head. So
what if like
that's either gonna make me sad or it's just gonna be CG.
Probably gonna be CG. I mean, because he saw his head. It was like morphing, dude. It was growing.
Yeah.
It was like a tumor. So, yeah. It's always nice seeing old cast members coming back for new projects. So yeah, I'm glad.
We got Ross, we got Betty Ross, and we got fucking the leader and shit. It's literally a Hulk movie. Where's Hulk? Is Hulk actually going to be in this, or is it just going to be fucking Captain America?
Who knows?
Because like I don't know, man. I'm happy that we're getting a Captain America movie, but it's like I don't know, just a backdoor Hulk movie.
Right.
It'll be cool though. This is according to the Direct. Secret Invasion will reportedly premiere on June 21st on Disney Plus. So definitely got pushed. But now it's coming out in June, which means I imagine Loki is probably going to come out like September, maybe October.
Yeah, probably September. Yeah.
And apparently there's going to be a trailer this Sunday. So I mean, definitely not going to get into that before this episode comes out. So, but yeah, new trailer coming out on Sunday. So I'm very excited for this fucking series.
Me too.
I have a strong feeling this might be a series where it might shut some people up about the quality of these MCU shows. But I could be wrong. But this is according to Deadline. Karan Soni and Leslie Uggams will return for Deadpool 3. We got Dopinder and Blind Al back. Huge W. Further cementing that they're literally just hopping universe. I wonder if it's going to be like they're in that universe and then they start hopping universes. I hope they're in the actual like MCU. That'd be fucking fun. I want Dopinder in the MCU.
Right.
Imagine Secret Wars and Dopinder just rams Kang with a taxi.
Rams a variant with a taxi. Yeah. He was like one of the best parts of like those movies.
Yeah. He's just a delight. I love Jerry Seinfeld. If anyone gets that reference, they get 10 brownie points. Actually, you know what? They get 50 brownie points if they get that reference. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Josh Friedman, who wrote Avatar: The Way of Water, is set to write the script for Fantastic Four.
It's cool. That's pretty cool.
Take it or leave it. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Avatar.
Like it or not.
Avatar. But I mean, good. I think
no matter what, it's gonna be a success. The thing is about the Fantastic Four, people are like, they're so cautious about the Fantastic Four movies, but it's also just one of the things where it's like the bar is so low for the Fantastic Four movies that anything that the MC puts out with them it's gonna be like amazing, like it's crazy. So no matter who's directing or who's writing it, it's gonna be great. So
yeah, Matt Fraction and the guy who wrote Avatar.
Matt Fraction.
Yeah.
Matt Fraction.
Wait.
Matt Shackman. Thinking about some comics.
I'm like, wait.
Thinking about some comics, dog.
That's my bad. But yeah, it's looking good. And now they just got to get over the hurdle of casting, which everyone's just going to be mad about no matter what.
Yeah. So.
But that's the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is our guilty pleasure movies. So.
You should start first.
I should start first? Okay. What do I start with? I'll just get the obvious one out of the way. The one I've talked about before, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Shit film.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's very bad.
People obviously love this movie, or this, coming up generation.
On this movie,
crazy.
They switched up on it like
so hard,
insanely bad, bro. Like
it's trash.
It's bad.
It's bad. Dane DeHaan is.
He's a crackhead.
I hate him so much in this movie. Why is he playing like that? It's so weird. That's not.
He's a crackhead, and he's like the worst trust fund baby.
The Norman Osborn shit was fucking just awful. Their fucking Green Goblin disease.
The whole thing of like, I don't know why. Like they keep pushing this thing with Peter's parents, and then he finds like some coins in a calculator that leads into like an underground train or underground light tunnel, and it's like it doesn't make sense. I don't like it.
It's fucking horrible. Well, the way they did Electro was horrendous.
Yeah, like
design's bad. The characterization's bad.
The acting is like, I mean, the chemistry is there with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, but even then, like some of the acting from Andrew Garfield or just like the editing is very poorly done because it makes Andrew Garfield look like manic, which is like it's weird. Don't like it. And then
Max, horrible.
Yeah,
you get Jamie Foxx and you do him like that. Come on. Obviously, they rectified it in fucking No Way Home, but it doesn't make this any better.
Mm-hmm. The only thing the movie has going for it is like visuals on how like it's portrayed, like how Spidey's like portrayed.
Rhino, trash.
Rhino has like 2 seconds of screen time. It doesn't go anywhere in the film.
It's so bad. That being said, I fucking love this.
Right.
I love watching it. It's so fun.
And you see Ryan from The Office get assaulted in a thought from fucking Max.
Yeah.
You know who Spider-Man is? Like, I forgot what he says. He says like a Zodiac thing.
Bro fell into a vat of electric eels. Got to be careful where you fall.
Okay. So yeah,
the fucking dubstep shit. Bro, I see people. Oh my god! Again, like you said it already, but like the way people switched up, and I remember when there was discourse around it closer to when the film came out, and even well after it, people being like the dubstep shit is so fucking like corny and fucking just bad, and the whispering and now people are like, man, it was such a cool touch.
And fucking Itsy Bitsy Spider dubstep edition.
Yeah, I love the way they did that. And like Gwen's death, like that scene was like a laughing stock on the internet for so long. Now the people are like, it was so beautiful. It was so well done. Huh? Like, where'd that come from, bro? Like like him, the whole like slow, like that's the slow motion shit was fine, but the way like the web turns into a little hand, like really. And just the way she goes splat. That shit's so fucking funny. You know, people are just like, "Oh, it was so good." Was it though? Like the acting was good from Andrew Garfield, but like everything else around it doesn't help that you have ugly ass Dane DeHaan Goblin. Great film though.
Right.
It's so fun.
Yeah, for real. Mine is my guilty pleasure films it's the Twilight Saga. Look.
Oh no.
Look. I watched that. I think it's one of those. It's one of those shows that like I definitely grew up with, and I saw how Twilight like changed like our generation. Like, you know, especially like yeah. Like, and it's one of those things where it's like my sister, you know, growing up in like, you know, the 90s and like in like also the early 2000s, like she's seen like fandoms like, you know, grow and explode. So like for Twilight, when we saw the movie, I can't tell you like how like it's like I can't even comprehend like that time of like for fandoms. So for Twilight, it was just like pretty much like it was kind of like a phenomenon. And you know, when growing up with that, you know, the movies were like, you know, they're at first I did not like them, and then I watched them again, and I was like, you know, they're okay. And I watched them like recently. I watched them like they were on Netflix for like, you know, like 2 seconds. And I was like, yeah, like these are like, I consider it like a comfort movie almost. But of course, like what makes it bad is like the love triangles. I hate love triangles so much. It's so bad. Some of the visuals are pretty like wonky. The acting is like very cheesy and like it's like bad indie 2000s like dialogue sometimes, and it's just like, yeah, it's not the best. Like I said, it's like those are like comfort movies for me, and it's like, yeah, you know, I grew up with them, so the Twilight Saga, it's like that is something.
Yeah, like I think those movies are fucking garbage, but but I completely understand how they can be someone's guilty pleasure movie, because it does seem like that kind of it's so bad it's good or fun kind of movie.
Oh, like I will also.
There's so many like fucking plot holes and shit that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
I know enough about it.
Also, there's like I just wanted to say like, yeah, like how, you know, how Twilight, you know, has became like a meme in like recent times. You know, like the one scene from the first one where Edward's like he can scent like he smells like Bella, and he's like covering his like nose because like, you know, she's a human, and the memes are like, oh yeah, you know, when you know she stank, we're not trying to say anything. And like, you know, the whole thing of like Jacob calling Bella's daughter like the Loch Ness monster, you know, like, or Nessie. It's funny. But yeah. Oh yeah, and also like the color grading in the first films, like fucking, it's like they turn down like the temperature to like max coolness. It's so blue.
just washed out.
Yeah,
There's no color in anyone. I mean, they're supposed to be vampires, but Belle will be looking like a vampire.
Yeah, because I mean, it also makes sense because it's like Seattle, with like it's like Seattle like in the winter time, but also like Seattle has some color, and they worked on. I think the best color like was a New Moon, because like they're in like Italy or some shit, and they have like it's all like pretty much like it's like warm, and everyone's like wearing red and shit, which is cool. But yeah, Twilight, guilty pleasure movies.
Which one is your favorite?
Which was my favorite? Probably New Moon, because
isn't that the worst one?
The worst one? I don't know what's the worst one to me. It's not like New Moon or...
No, I'm just saying generally, isn't the general consensus that New Moon's the worst one?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's because like New Moon is where like the stakes started popping up, because they introduced the Volturi in that one. And I like the Volturi a little bit, but I would say like the best villains are like probably the first one. Like James is a fucking menace.
Best villain is Jacob for wanting to fuck a baby.
Yeah, man. What the heck happened? Yeah, Jacob is that's wild to me. He imprinted on a baby, bro.
Yeah. So that's just it's just so wild to me that even with all that, you're still Team Jacob.
I'm not Team Jacob at all. I'm Team Edward.
No, you told me you were Team Jacob. No,
I'm not. I'm Team Edward.
That's what you said, man.
I did not say anything like that.
You said
also.
You said after they see you, and I'm definitely Team Jacob now. That's what you said.
No, I mean maybe EDP would agree with you, but also like speaking like one thing before like you can go on to your next one. I didn't realize this before, because I thought they got a real baby, but the baby CGI.
Oh,
like. The baby is CGI, and like you can tell it is CG. Like the face is like
some of the worst special effects you'll ever see, or visual effects.
Yeah, like the face is like so like it is like the fakest thing ever.
I forgot what they tried to do. I think they tried to like morph the faces of
they tried
Kristen Stewart and
they got their faces. And then like they combined them, and they morphed it onto like a real baby, and it just looks horrible. It looks horrendous, and it's like that. It's like that throughout the whole like film, or throughout like not the whole film, but I think like Breaking Dawn, Part 2 or something, or whatever, Part 1, Part 2, and then that's when like. They're like, oh yeah, well, like, she's a vampire, so she has to grow up. That's when they got like, Mackenzie Foy, like when she was like a kid. So, yeah, maybe got 2 seconds of screen time with a morphed face. It looks ugly. I'm finished.
My next one, man, this movie. You know how in previous episodes we talked about movies we watched on repeat as a kid, Revenge of the Sith, and for me, Spider-Man 1. Well, there's one I leave out of that, and it's I don't leave it out because like it's bad or because I don't like it. I leave it out because it doesn't necessarily pertain to what this podcast is. And is it embarrassing? Maybe to some. But this movie is an underappreciated masterpiece. Rotten Tomatoes will tell you otherwise. Letterboxd will tell you otherwise. But just know that the 1990s Super Mario Brothers movie is one of the best films to ever be made.
I never seen it, so I can't really.
It's so good. We got it's so good. Like I still be thinking about some of the scenes to this day. It came out in 1993.
93.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember that.
We got Bob Hoskins as Mario. We got John Leguizamo as Luigi. It's like obviously it's live action.
Every time I think of John Leguizamo, I think of the clown from Spawn. That movie.
I think of Sid from Ice Age.
So I don't remember Ice Age like that. So
oh my god, no, but like none of this literally nothing in the movie is. I mean, they make like Yoshi's in it, but it's not like Yoshi. Bowser's in it, but it's not Bowser, Goombas, and Koopas and whatnot. And I think if I remember correctly, I think they're trying to save Daisy instead of like Peach. I don't know why that was, decided. But I'm pretty sure like there's like prostitutes in the movie and shit. It's crazy, but it's great, man. It's great. One of my favorite scenes is when like they're going to like, I don't know, Bowser's Kingdom or Mushroom Kingdom or whatever. I think it's Bowser's Kingdom. And they're like signing in or whatever, or they're like trying to get in, and they're like names, and he goes Mario. He goes last name Mario. He was like, what? He goes, I'm Mario, and that's my brother Luigi Mario. They're like, your last name's Mario. And it's so fucking good. I don't think it's on any streaming service, but it fucking should be. I watched that movie on a repeat as a kid. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. The next one, this is one that very notorious on our channel, but Peyton does not like these films at all. But it's the Venom movies.
So fucking bad.
Look, they're not the best movies, but like I think just Venom itself carries these films. I just like it so much. Like, the one-liners, like the look of Venom, just how Venom's like more comedic instead of just like a brooding, angry, symbiotic goo force. And then like Carnage like takes it up a little bit because I like Carnage, but like I don't know, they did not give enough screen time of Woody Harrelson.
Her latest films.
See, the movie would have been better had they actually put Spider-Man in them in some way, shape, or form.
Or make him a villain. Venom, that is.
Yeah. And then like...
Or maybe just not do a Venom movie at all. That would have been great.
I think my favorite of the first film is that like they made Riot so dark, like they made him so dark, so it's like two Venoms like fighting each other.
Yeah, and you can't tell what's going on. It's great.
You can't tell you can't tell at all. And then like with things with Carnage, they made him so dark, like it's like a really really dark crimson red, and they could have made him like bright. So I don't know. Those movies they're bad, but I think I just like Tom Hardy as Venom so much more. So
yeah, Tom Hardy is a great fucking casting choice. It's just unfortunate that characterization's fucking garbage.
And I don't forget about She-Venom. She's kind of thick.
Now She-Venom. Now that's something I can get behind.
Yeah, can't forget about that.
The only good part about the first film is pussy. That's it. Second movie's better.
Second movie's better, but not by much.
Not by much at all.
I think it would have been crazy. I don't know. Like I don't know what was the inclusion of like Shriek and I'm making her like a symbiote or something like that. I don't know. It was so weird.
I can't wait for Venom 3 to come out and for it to be just as garbage as the first two.
Oh yeah, and I remember it was crazy because in the movie there are like two different actors for Shriek, but it's also just like one of those things where it's like I don't know if you got like recasted or what, but there's two different actors or two different actresses
in the same movie.
Yeah.
Do you talk about like the flashback sequence?
Yeah, that was a completely different actress. And it's not like...
with Woody Harrelson's character. I mean, that wasn't Woody Harrelson.
No, they de-aged Woody Harrelson.
No, they didn't. That was a different guy.
No, bro, that's not how it works.
That was a different guy, and they dubbed him with Woody Harrelson.
Oh, that's what they did. They dubbed him. But I feel... Wait, hold on, wait. Let me... Hold on. Am I tripping? I'm tripping. Nah, never mind. I'm tripping, dog. I'm tripping. Unless I just don't remember, and the Google images already do anything for me. I don't know, man. 'Cause, I don't know. I'm done talking about it. You can go on now.
Another one that I watched during my childhood, and I believe it's still, I would go as far as saying it's a masterpiece like Super Mario Brothers, but it's damn good. And it's one of those films that I thought with time, our generation would warm up to it and be like, you know what, this movie is peak, because it is. But all I see online is people making fun of it. And it makes me sad. It disappoints me that this generation, our age group, would diss a borderline masterpiece such as Spy Kids 3D Game Over. I don't know how anyone in their right mind could hate Spy Kids 3D Game Over. It's a great film with a great cast. Elijah Wood is in it, Torrin. Elijah Wood. You don't just get Elijah Wood for some lame movie. I could have put the entire Spy Kids series on this. I could have. But Spy Kids 3D specifically is the one I see get shit on the most. And again, watched it a ton as a kid. The fact that it was 3D, it came, I don't know if it came with 3D. No, it did. It came with 3D glasses. And the 3D on that film was impeccable. The stuff was popping out of the screen at me. And let me tell you, my 4, 5, 6-year-old brain was fucking blown. Like, it was crazy. And as a film, conceptually, they're in a fucking video game, I'm fucking in. This is the best video game movie of all time, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Spy Kids 4D was better. I could just smell the movie.
I always forget about that. Joe McHale is in that.
I could just smell the I get to smell the CGI and the sound effects.
You got the returning cast with Antonio Banderas, with additions like Sylvester Stallone, Salma Hayek. Like, come on. Of course, Danny Trejo's in it. Steve Buscemi, Bill Paxton, George Clooney, Selena Gomez. Did I know that?
Selena Gomez.
Glenn Powell. I need to rewatch it. That being said, Spy Kids 3D Game Over is incredible, and it's definitely a guilty pleasure. Definitely. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen Game Over before. It's not the fourth one.
I don't think I've seen the fourth one either.
All I remember is that you can just smell everything.
The Rock is cooking, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. My next one is Freddy vs. Jason. Now, it's
valid.
The status on this one is that Freddy vs. Jason is a lot of guilty pleasures for a lot of people, but it's also like a favorited cult classic.
Yeah,
and people know that it's bad, but people don't care because it's Freddy vs. Jason. Everyone's been wanting that for years and years. That's like our Batman. Freddy vs. Jason was like the Batman vs. Superman of movies for horror fans. And so when it came out in 2003, everyone's like, oh my god, it's great. And then that's when all the reviews came out. It's the plot ain't really all there. It's pretty bad. You got some crazy ass shit in there. You got Freddy being like a CGI worm and getting high with somebody, and then he possesses that same person and then gets cut in half. And then you have some stupid shit like Freddy being afraid of water, which is stupid as hell. Because why is he afraid of water when he literally resides there? He resides in the water. He doesn't really reside there, but it's dumb how he's afraid of water. Of course, the acting is pretty bad, and then Kelly Rowland says a slur. Yeah, she says the F slur. Because she walks up to Freddy. She's like, what kind of F?
God, I don't remember that. Oh, you know what? No, I do remember that.
Yeah, she's walking up to him. She's like, what kind of F word wears a Christmas sweater? And I'm just like, damn. And she says it with so much emphasis too. and I'm like, damn. And then she gets freaking demolished by Jason. And there's like ragdoll effects in that movie. It's so funny. But yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. That's like it's just it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a classic guilty pleasure film. As someone who doesn't fuck with those movies, it's a great movie.
yeah, exactly. Like even which is good.
I remember watching that. I was like, yeah, it's a blast.
It is a blast. It's so funny too.
Freddy being alive at the end and shit.
Yeah, he winks at the camera.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's always fun.
So, there's two films on my list that one could argue isn't necessarily guilty pleasure movies, because the idea of a guilty pleasure is two things. One, you either feel not bad, but guilty, obviously. You feel guilty watching it because you know it's bad, but you like it. But also, it's bad. But in my opinion, if you don't feel guilty about it, you just fucking love it, then that's still a guilty pleasure, because it's still like people would be like, the fuck you like that movie for, you know? But the general consensus has to be that the film is bad. So there's two on here where that's not necessarily the case. They have generally good reviews, but I have Iron Man 2 on my list. It's probably generally considered to be the worst Iron Man film. It's one of the lowest rated MCU movies. I have friends that think it's just straight up garbage. I have a good time with it. I don't think it's great. I do think it's the worst Iron Man movie. I don't understand Whiplash's motivation at all. It makes no sense to me. I fucking hate I want my bird. I hate the I'm gonna get the son because of what his dad did. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, I hate that trope so much. It's so stupid. It's like, why are you gonna make the I don't know, it's stupid.
But you also have Stark, being Stark. The introduction of Don Cheadle as War Machine. That obviously the opening courtroom scene is one of my favorite scenes in the entire MCU. Obviously, you have the racetrack scene with the suitcase suit. Justin Hammer is just an absolute delight. Getting Sam Rockwell into the MCU was just fucking amazing, and that character is just he's great. But it's just a lot of fun. Obviously, you got Scarlett Johansson's introduction as Black Widow. I thought that was great, even though there's maybe some stuff that didn't necessarily age particularly well. I think it's just a fun movie, man. It's just a fun movie, and even though I do agree with many of the criticisms, I do still think it's a lot of fun at the end of the day. So
I don't have a lot more, but I have one more left. My guilty pleasures are the Fast and Furious films. Now look, Fast and Furious 1 is great. It's a classic. Number 2, I've been hearing some I'm not saying it's divisive, but there are some people that are like, yeah, the second one is pretty bad. Which I don't think it's that bad. I think it's fine. It's okay.
No, that's Too Fast, Too Furious. I was thinking Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift is the third one, but canonically, it's the sixth one in the series.
Oh, right, because technically in the future.
Yeah, because, 4, 5, and 6 happen, and then Han goes to Tokyo, and then, he quote-unquote dies, and they retcon his death in 9. Or that was an 8. Yeah, it was 8 or 9. But when it hits the 8th movie, right? Yeah. Oh my God.
Would you agree that the 7th one is the best? I hear a lot. I hear that a lot.
I don't think the 7th is the best. I think it's it's definitely the most sentimental because of Paul Walker's death and everything like that. I think the best one to me is, the best one's the first one, to be honest. The fourth one is
because you said that was on your top 10 list.
Yeah, the first one's the
That's just fucking wild to me.
What, the Fast and Furious one's like my favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
not that it's necessarily your favorite, just that it would make your top 10.
Yeah, it would be my top 10. Yeah, it's that good. Like, it's like literally, it's like super straightforward. The aesthetic and the cars are actually they're really cool. I think that's where like, well, besides, I think the sixth one is pretty good. The sixth one, I think we say is Paul Walker's like best, but like just generally, it's a really great film. Now, when it comes to like the eighth and nine are like so ridiculous. They're so ridiculous, bro. They're so ridiculous, and it's insane. Like literally. You know what happens to like Vin Diesel in the movie? So like he's in like an armored vehicle. It explodes, and as he's falling, he does a superhero landing. He literally does a superhero landing, like one fist to the ground and everything. Like it's insane. That's why whenever like I see the 10th trailer, I like roll my eyes. But they're so good because they're so entertaining. I know that they're bad. But yeah, like that's just it for me. Fast and Furious, man. You love them, or you love them, but yeah, you hate them. So
what if you just hate them?
And some people just do hate them. They're like, it never makes sense. You hate the Fast and Furious movies?
I actually don't think I've seen a single Fast and Furious movies.
You should watch the first one. It's on HBO Max.
I don't wanna.
Why? It's good. Like I think the first. No, I'm telling you. Like I think like you would like.
Bro, if I don't like Mad Max, am I like?
You don't like no. Well, it's not anything like Mad Max.
Well, I know it's not, but it's still like just like cars and driving.
No, it's not like. It has that in the film. But the first one, it's like it's different. Like okay, like I'm gonna tell you like how I can really much like make it out to be. Think of it like, have you seen Drive
with Ryan Gosling?
Yeah,
No.
Barack Obama. Damn. I don't know how you feel about it, but like think of it as like a GTA heist. That's pretty much like the first one. It's a GTA heist in a way.
Ain't that 7 too? Is that the one where they steal the safe?
Think so, yeah. Actually, yeah, it is. And the 8th one is the one where like they go to like a military base. Just fucking crazy to me. Yeah. Yeah, 7's like the most heisty one, but like the first one, it's like it's very I don't know, the first one's cool. Like it's not I can't really say anything about Mad Max, but the first one is like it's dope. But like I also think that like you would like Tokyo Drift too. You would like Tokyo Drift as well.
Yeah, that's the only one that I think I'd maybe like.
Because the thing is about Tokyo Drift is that there's not much of a plot in that one. As much as people want to say there's not really much of like the plot happens like an hour into the movie. Like Tokyo Drift is the most cool one. It's the most cool looking one because of course it's in Japan, and like all the cars they're at their best. But yeah, I think you do like the first one, Tokyo Drift, and if you can find the others on streaming services, then like you can watch them. But first and third are your best bet for sure.
All right. Well, if I don't like them, you're getting robbed.
Okay, I'll take that chance.
Do I do my other one that maybe doesn't count or? Yeah, fuck it, I'll do that one. All right, so again, one that generally has good reviews because I think Iron Man 2 is in like the 60s on like Rotten Tomatoes or whatever. This one, I actually don't know the Rotten Tomatoes score of this one. Let's look it up. It has a 74%. So again, generally good reviews, but it's The Hateful Eight, which is a Tarantino movie, and it's generally considered one of, if not his weakest film. And I just flat out disagree. I I know Torrin, you haven't seen The Hateful Eight. There's a movie version, and then there's like a 4 episode like extended mini series version. And basically, I think the reason why people don't like this movie is that not a lot happens. And if you listen to this podcast, which you probably don't, then you probably know I'm a big dialogue guy. I love me some dialogue. And The Hateful Eight is literally like 90 to 95% of the movie is just people sitting around and talking. And it's fucking great. It's so good. It gets more... well, I was going to say Tarantino-y, but Tarantino's thing is dialogue. But it gets more involved, I guess, towards the end of the film. But I think this is a great Tarantino movie. It's probably one of my favorites. I think Django is probably my favorite. And then Reservoir Dogs. Then maybe Hateful Eight. I think it might be my third favorite Tarantino movie. And then Pulp Fiction, which is the hottest of takes, probably. But I don't know. I really fucking like Hateful Eight. It's just people talking, and it's great. And it's just great actors just chewing up scenery. Because you obviously got Samuel Jackson, who's pretty much the main character. You got Kurt Russell, Tim Roth, Walton Goggins, Channing Tatum. I mean, just an incredible cast, and it's just so I love it. I love it. I don't know which version's better though, because the extended there's the movie version, the extended short series version. I don't know which one's better. If you hate just motherfuckers sitting around, then the movie's probably better because it's short.
I think the first. I think that in terms of Tarantino movies, let's see. Okay, so I've seen Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. I still have to see Inglourious Bastards. Django.
Oh, Glorious Bastards. I fucking forgot about Glorious Bastards. Never mind. It wouldn't be my top 3. It's probably top 5 though.
Fair. And there's Hateful Eight, and there's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And then he's coming out with like another film. It's called like The Reader or something. I don't know. Something like that. Could have been Kill Bill 3, but I'm just kidding. Kill Bill 3 is fine. Kill Bills are fine. So for me, when it comes to my top 3, it's probably Kill Bill Volume 1, Django, Reservoir Dogs, and then it's Pulp Fiction.
You haven't seen The Hateful Eight though.
No, I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen Glorious Bastards. I saw Sin City because it says that he's a guest director in that one, but it's not really directed by him. So yeah, I haven't seen those ones.
I haven't seen Death Proof either.
Yeah, the Grindhouse movies, I haven't seen those. Planet Terror and Death Proof, I haven't seen those. And I haven't seen Jackie Brown. I haven't seen From Dusk Till Dawn. I mean, he wasn't a director in that one. He was a writer. It was directed by Robert Rodriguez. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Tarantino for me.
You gotta watch The Hateful Eight. It's just dialogue. It's coming to Netflix at some point. I don't remember when.
It's on Netflix.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's coming to Netflix.
No, it's been on Netflix.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
All right, $5.
I don't have it. Let's see how I wait. The Hateful Eight. What? I swear it was on Netflix. Yeah, it says a premium subscription on Hulu. What happened to it? They took it off.
Yeah, and they're adding it back eventually.
Why did they do that? I don't get it.
Because I remember seeing on Twitter, it was like, Hateful Eight's coming to Netflix. I was like, isn't it on Netflix? But I guess not. And the series is same shit, extended. I don't know which one's better. I remember watching the series version, and I was like, I don't even remember what was added. is what it is.
All right, is that it for you?
Yeah.
Are you more?
Oh man, I do have more. Oh yeah, because that was it for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my next one would be Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh yeah, that is a guilty pleasure. That is a guilty pleasure indeed.
Yeah, because it's obviously it's a bad movie. Everyone knows it's a bad movie, but it's just a lot of fun, man. It's just a lot of fun. I mean, Cheetah's not great. I mean, really, it's Pedro Pascal that carries the film.
Pretty much.
It's just Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Life is good, but it can be better.
Indeed. And then, you know, obviously you got Gal Gadot doing what Gal Gadot does. I think this is Chris what's his name? Chris Pine. This is Chris Tucker. This is Chris Tucker's best performance as whatever his name is, Steve Trevor. I just love the way he plays like it's the 80s and everything is the fucking future, and he's like, what the fuck is this? What is that? This is incredible. I love the way they played that and executed that, other than the fact that he's in another man's body and she totally rapes that dude.
Yeah. Crazy.
Other than that, I think it's fun. But yeah, so then I also have X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, I understand that too.
Yeah, you've seen that movie how many times?
Like 4.
At the theater?
Yeah.
Yep. That's something that's crazy. But again, it's not great. Apocalypse, not a great villain.
Oh, dang it. You just reminded me. Yeah, we'll go on.
There's nothing really much other than Apocalypse is not great. Everything around it's not really that quick. But of course, you have the Quicksilver scene. Duh.
And you have Hugh Jackman.
Exactly.
With that comic accurate like
thing.
Everyone allowed that. Yeah.
Crown? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a technometer or something. I don't know what to call it. But dang, shit. Let me add another one. Speaking of guilty pleasures, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yep, that was on my list.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I don't care. Like, I saw that movie as a kid. I do like freaking will.i.am, like teleporting. It's crazy. Dang, I just and then freaking, I love it because it's cool, but like it's not Deadpool, but like Ryan Reynolds Deadpool in that movie. Oh, like the final form, he's all marked up and he's like his mouth is stitched up.
Yeah, it's awful. Kind of fun though.
Yeah, and he has like the swords as like, you know, coming out of his like,
yeah, the adamantium blade things.
Yeah, like he has the freaking laser vision. Damn, that's just
teleportation from will.i.am.
Mm-hmm. And then like fucking oh man, I don't know. And then like I think my favorite part was like where Wolverine cuts off his head and then like you see it like spinning and it's like the laser beams are like cutting the building in a circle. Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's a bad movie, but it's a fun one too. Damn. Oh, damn, that's crazy. I mean, like I said, that's it for me.
I just fucked up and accidentally deleted a portion of my list, and I don't remember what it was.
Dang.
It started with a TA. Oh, shit. I can't find it. Whatever, who cares? All right, my next one is Men in Black 3. Literally just talked about this not that long ago. Again, considered to be the worst Men in Black movie. Also considered to be generally not good, but probably nostalgia. The movie came out in 2012. This movie to me was just amazing. Again, you got Josh Brolin playing young Tommy Lee Jones, who's just doing a phenomenal job, because literally as a kid, I thought they just de-aged Tommy Lee Jones. That's how good his performance was. I was like, man, this de-aging technology is fucking crazy. And it's 2012. Who knows where this is going to be in 12, 13, 14, 15, like 4 years. But yeah, Men in Black 3. But probably one that's closer to one of your traditional guilty pleasure movies is R.I.P.D. with R.I.P.D. with Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds. This movie is supposedly, according to literally everyone and everything, absolutely atrocious. It has a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think the audience score is like, I want to say like around the 30s, which is obviously for an audience score. Usually audiences are pretty generous. Not with this one. It's a 38. It's not. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know. This is again a movie that I watched as a kid, and it was just Ryan Reynolds had this streak in the early like 2010s of just being in atrocious films. that just kind of destroyed his career, but I really enjoyed it. We had Jeff Bridges, Ryan Reynolds, had Kevin Bacon in it. Kevin Bacon in it. James Hong makes an appearance in that. I thought that was one of the funniest bits of the movie. I thought that was great. If you've seen R.I.P.D., you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, if you like bad movies, I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, but I get why people think it's a bad movie. I remember the CGI not being great. I didn't care at the time. But if you like bad movies, this is definitely a movie that you should take interest in. I believe it's on Netflix, so go for it, because it's a lot of fun in my opinion. But you know, whatever. I guess I'm very much in the minority there. You know what? That's I'm gonna remove that and replace it.
I have a question. Does Kevin Bacon
say the hard R?
Yeah.
No, he does not. Unfortunately, in this PG-13 movie, he does not say the hard R.
They didn't cut him some slack?
Nah. Jeff Bridges didn't give him the pass.
He would have told that. He would have told him that Iron Man made this in a box cave. Box of cave. A trailer with a box of scraps. A box of cave.
Tony Stark was able to box a cave
with some scraps.
But, and then I have Now You See Me. Have you seen Now You See Me? Wait, have you seen R.I.P.D.?
Nope.
Wow. You gotta get out there more, man. And by out there more, I mean get in there more and watch some movies. Now You See Me is that movie with Jesse Eisenberg. There's like 4 magicians. I think Dave Franco is one of them.
Yeah.
And you got, I think, Michael Caine's in it? Or is that the second one? I don't know. Morgan Freeman's in it. Mark Ruffalo's in it. Woody Harrelson's in it. It's a pretty stacked cast all around, but like, it's not a great movie, and I acknowledge that because I like magic. And I like magic tricks, and as someone who likes magic, this movie is a whole bunch of bullshit. None of it makes any sense. If you literally know anything about magic, it's just these people literally just have abilities, and it's stupid as fuck. But also, I think it's a lot of fun. It has a positive audience score, but yeah, critics did not fucking like this one, and the second one wasn't great, to be honest, but I definitely like this one more, or the first one more, but I still thought the second one was a lot of fun. And that one has Daniel Radcliffe in it, and he kind of carries it sort of in a similar way that Pedro Pascal carries Wonder Woman 1984. So yeah, that movie's a lot of fun.
I've seen clips of it. I haven't seen the film entirely.
Hold the fucking phone. I'm sorry. There's an R.I.P.D. There's an R.I.P.D. 2.
Really?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
When did this happen? It came out last year.
So are the reviews just as bad?
Oh, they're awful. They are in the toilet. Actually, technically it doesn't have a score at all because not enough critics have seen it. But I also have an honorable mention here, and the only reason it didn't make the list is because I think it's still a little too recent So not only do I not think I've seen it enough times, but also I don't think it's had enough time to sit in, the public eye for me to necessarily put it on the list yet. But I'm pretty confident that it will make the list, and that's Thor: Love and Thunder. I've obviously been open about me really enjoying that film, despite the internet making it sound like it's one of the worst movies ever made. I think it's fucking great. But yeah, so is that our guilty pleasure movies?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, did you see anything good this week? Watch anything this week? You watch anything?
I binged the Hunger Games series.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And?
What? And John Wick. I'm just kidding. We saw John Wick already.
No, what'd you think of the Hunger Games? Because have you seen all of them before, or is this like your first time going through?
Yeah, I've seen all of them before.
Well, damn, that's crazy. I haven't seen any of them.
Well, damn, you could watch them on Netflix. They just...
I ain't watching them shits.
You ain't watching them?
Hell no.
They're okay. So here's the thing about dystopian movies. I love dystopian. I love the genre dystopian. The dystopian genre.
Every Netflix movie ever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I like it. It's cool. But the thing is that like there isn't that many dystopian films that cater towards like young teens.
Sure.
Like that, because I was like remembering, I was like, why aren't there that many like, dystopian movies, like Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner, and stuff like that. It's just because like some woman, her name was like Veronica or something, she like ruined like the genre for like those young teens or something. I don't know why. I saw a video about it or whatever, but I was like, dang, those movies kind of hidden, like, especially the Hunger Games. Hunger Games is actually like one of the, to me, it's one of my favorite, and actually decent, like dystopian, like young teen dystopian movies. So yeah, those are hidden. And when watching the Hunger Games, I was like, yeah, this is actually really good. It's just one thing that kind of ruins it for me is the love triangle. I hate the love triangle so much. It's so stupid. But I'm Team Peter all the way.
Yeah, I love when Huey killed what's her name.
Rue?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets destroyed by an arrow to the heart. Crazy.
I remember that, like, people started figuring out that was Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
And the internet was like, you know what? Maybe Maeve was right.
No, dude, because like those deaths and like the first one were like brutal. And
yeah, for a movie geared towards a younger audience, yeah.
Yeah, like literally when they first get into the Hunger Games, like you see people just getting sliced up and like just stabbed. And then I remember so like after like Rue dies, right? They're like, one of the people from like her district heard like some person like saying like her name in like a bad way, and he like picks her up by the neck and he's like choking her, and he lifts her up and he's like why'd you say her name? And he like bashes her head and you can just hear it, and like she's dead.
Why did you say that name?
I'm like, dude, that's like, it's crazy. Also, Liam Hemsworth is a cuck in those movies. So
a literal cuck, or he's just a bitch?
He's just a bitch. bro lacks zero empathy, like at all. Like he does not have empathy whatsoever, and he just fucking sucks. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I saw.
I watched Nobody with Bob Odenkirk, the GOAT.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Foot Fetish Odenkirk. It's solid. I kind of like it more. I think there was like, maybe if there was like one more action sequence, or maybe if the action sequences were longer, like the one where he's like annihilating everyone like in his house.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should have went on longer.
Yeah,
but I did like how, because obviously when it was coming out, and just based on the trailer and shit like that, it's like, okay, it's regular guy John Wick, and it's like it is that, but I do like how, because obviously, you know, us seeing just 4 recently, but it also applies to all 3. Maybe less so the first one, but that man's invincible basically. Like, he gets hurt, but like he walks it off pretty quick. But in Nobody, bro's getting hurt, and like he walks it off, but he still like walks with a limp at some points in the film and stuff like that. It's really solid. Also, it's fun seeing Saul Goodman just wreck some shit.
Yeah, it's a very solid, like, you know, straightforward, like, action movie. And I don't think that, again, I don't think, like, I agree with you. I mean, personally, I like it a little bit more than you do.
Yeah, you did.
But it's also one of the things where it's like, I couldn't ask for much more.
True. Also,
I got what I got.
Also, I could have I'm probably just spoiled from seeing John Wick 4. So
yeah, for sure.
It's kind of hard. I see John Wick 4, and then a week later I see this, and it's just not
hitting this. Yeah, not hitting the same. Yeah, it definitely would have been different if, like, you had saw it, like, before John Wick 4.
Definitely.
Because like, you're getting that momentum, or you're getting that, like, the appetizer before John Wick.
Yeah, and I also know, you know, Bob Odenkirk's not fucking Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, so, but it's so nice to see him do something, like, different.
Yeah, so it's really nice to see him do something, like, really physical, because, like, didn't my man's have a heart attack and shit?
Yeah.
He's getting up there.
Yeah, he had a heart attack. During filming.
Yeah, Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. Good thing he's all right. And then making, like I told Peyton off the air that they're making Nobody Part 2, which they're gonna start filming this year. So, I don't know what they're gonna do with that one. Hopefully, it's not as. I mean, I still want more action, of course, but so, like, at what cost?
He's only a couple years older than Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's in like
he's 60.
He's 60.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is 58.
Oh shit! That might make this, like, more gun heavy in this one. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Bob Odenkirk is the same age as Tom Cruise. Think about that.
Yeah, Tom Cruise does all his stunts himself.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise definitely doesn't get work done at all. He definitely hasn't gotten plastic surgery. Absolutely not.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in Scientology either.
No.
But yeah, and that's pretty much all the stuff that I watched.
Anything
else?
I watched Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Oh yeah,
It's so good. Oh, like I knew I was gonna, like, enjoy it because, like, because Marcel the Shell, the movie, which came out last year, was nominated for Best Animated Film at the Oscars, which some people were rooting against because people don't consider an animated film because technically it's CG or whatever. I knew I was gonna like it. I didn't. It's based off the original shorts from like 12 years ago. I never saw those, surprisingly, because they have a crazy amount of views. And so, like, I saw, like, clips and stuff, or not clips, or, like, maybe I saw the trailer, I don't remember. I was like, this looks fucking adorable, and I know I'm gonna like it. But my God, man, it was so emotional, but not even in like a, oh man, this is sad. It's just like, it's so, like, innocent and pure, and it's just, 10 out of 10. That's just a 10 out of 10. That shit's a masterpiece. Incredible. I think I'd give Nobody an 8. It's very enjoyable, but definitely I gave it some benefit of the doubt because John Wick. But yeah, you got to get on that Marcel the Shell with Shoes On shit, man. You got to do it. I kind of don't want to see, like, any, like, behind the scenes or anything. I don't want my illusion to be ruined. I want to believe that Marcel is real.
He's like out there walking somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, also, you don't have to worry about it, but my least favorite part of the film, there were spiders. There were spiders in it, and I almost punched my screen. But Marcel was just so cute that I let it slide. So, but yeah. Is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Avengenerds podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
Nowhere. Follow our social medias. We're gonna start posting.
Say that every week. We're gonna start posting. Maybe next week, because we're gonna start posting. Yeah, I gotta get the TikTok going, but also TikTok might get banned.
Yeah, who knows?
It's all a mess. But we also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengenerds podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.